Hello everyone, for those that don't know me, my name's Steve Stewart and I'm the General Manager of Visa Services, and this is my first webinar. In fact, this is our first, Immigration New Zealand's first webinar to you, the Licensed Immigration Advisor Network. And it's good to be here and engaging with you in this rather different way from the way we've engaged with you in the past. We'll get through the webinar, and no doubt at the end, we'll be looking for your feedback to see if this works for you and make changes for the future. Today I thought I'd talk to you about our new visa process operating model. It's a major change to the way we've been doing business and will have profound effect not just on ourselves but on the way we interact with you in the future. When we started designing the new VPOM, as we call it, one of the key features we were looking towards designing was how we improve our relationships with licensed immigration advisors, who we saw as critical to the future of the immigration system. But the other interesting part that I found talking to you was we actually shared a number of common interests, and there's three that really come to mind to me. The first is we all want an efficient immigration system, a system that enables the best people to come to New Zealand. I think we all agree with that. Secondly, we all share a common desire that New Zealand is protected from those who may produce adverse outcomes for New Zealand or undermine the integrity of the immigration system. And we seem to be clear that that's in both our best interests to achieve that. And third, and critically, we both want faster, more accurate, quality and consistent decision making. And this new visa process operating model is set out to achieve that. So to address these interests and your concerns, I'd like to talk about a few key features of our new operating model. First, we're consolidating visa processing by product. So what that means is that we're bringing, rather than have decisions made on a category of visas all throughout the world or New Zealand, we are consolidating into fewer strategically chosen sites. We're consolidating visas by product along the lines of business, education, tourism, specialist and community. So you'll see greater consistency come from products being decided and decisions being made within one or two offices only in the future. We've enhanced our risk and verification network. So what that means is you're likely to see far more pre-decision verification and post-decision verification and assurance where necessary. We've increased our focus on relationship managers, and I'll talk a bit more about that in the future, in a few minutes. And we also introduced practice leads, and I'm keen to share our thoughts with you on practice leads in a moment. But as importantly as everything else, we're leveraging the digital environment. We are setting ourselves up for a future based on online applications. Our new model includes relationship managers. Our relationship managers are responsible for working with you to gather information and insight from licensed immigration advisors that helps us improve the overall performance of the visa system. It should also help us make future strategic decisions in a much more calibrated way. They are tasked with maintaining a constructive and healthy conversation and relationship with licensed immigration advisors. So you're likely to see us much more active and proactive in this space. And now to practice leads. The practice leads are a specialist function, new function, designed in part to build consistency across decision making. They are tasked with building consistency across the whole visa network, whether it's onshore or offshore. A key responsibility of the practice leads is to support a constructive and healthy dialogue with licensed immigration advisors around those particularly difficult cases. Practice leads for us are instrumental in promoting a culture of consistency and quality in terms of work practices and processes. This means that in the future you will likely have many more conversations with our practice leads as a key input into resolving issues that you have with the immigration system. The other role that I would like to talk about today is our new risk and verification network. As I previously said, we've enhanced the number of our risk and verification officers, both onshore and offshore. As we withdraw from visa processing from some offshore sites, they will be replaced by an enhanced risk and verification presence. The risk and verification officer's role is to ensure that there is adequate pre-decision verification of applications where needed, and after decisions are made, having a range of activities that give us assurance that obligations and visa obligations are being complied with and that risk has been appropriately managed. This is a balancing of the visa system, whereas we are very keen to facilitate low risk, low touch applications on one hand, but apply more rigour to those that pose more risk to the immigration system or the integrity of the system. As we have previously discussed, I think we can agree that the vast majority of applications that we receive end in an approval, and we want to recognise that as we work through how we simplify the process for those low risk applications to be approved in a timely manner. But we believe that some decision making processes have become overly complicated and unnecessarily burdensome. So we've introduced a program in Visa Services called our Simplification Program. And this program is designed to take a visa product and look at it from end to end and strip out and remove duplication or unnecessary steps that have been built up over time. And I'll give you an example. We applied this process to our visitor visa cohort in China, which is, as you will agree, a large number. By running this process through our offices in Beijing, we were able to double the number of applications an immigration officer decides in a day. We were able to double it. We're now moving on to essential skills in both Christchurch and Manukau, and the early signs there are that we're able to get some gains from those two sites as well. So progressively we will use the simplification process to remove unnecessary steps, particularly from the low risk applications, to make sure we can make decisions on those ones as quickly and as reasonably as possible. Many of you will be aware that as part of this work we are reaching out and working with the NZAMI on a co-design workshop, and I'd like to think that the way we're working together in that co-design of the future and working through issues such as essential skills is a feature of the way we'll work together in the future. Our new operating model is very much in line with other digital services. We are, where possible, moving to an online environment. 83% of visas are now available to be applied for online, and close to 60% of applications are currently applied through online channels. So the continued use of the online channel is important to the performance and improvements of the whole immigration system in the future. As I say, I strongly encourage you to use the online channels wherever possible. So that's it for me. We covered quite a bit over the last several minutes, but these interactions with you are important. It won't be the last time you see me in a webinar. Hopefully, we'll get better over time as we get used to this new environment. But I am keen to hear your feedback and see what works and what doesn't, and work with you, not just to improve the overall improvement of the visa system, but also to make sure our relationships remain healthy and constructive. I look forward to talking to you again in the future. Bye for now.